Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Real Estate Institute of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. And I'm your host. Tonight we're going to have a real estate market and challenges that we're facing. What are those challenges or market condition? The first thing that comes to my mind is the listing process for property in the marketplace. This has become a very pattern now. List low and solicit bidding war. There are lots of disappointed buyers and there are multiple offers. When a property is listed and people can see through the realtor that most recently comparable property sold for 1.4 million, why the property is listed at 999,999, below $1 million. So a lot of issue comes into the perspective. Is it legal, or is it normal, or is it ethical? Is a professional? Lots of issue comes into picture. Real Estate Council of Ontario, which is a regulator, has agreed this is the seller's house. He and she can wish to sell any way they want. There is nothing fault of the realtor listing the property. But what will happen is that all those people, buyer, they're excited about a property. They reach out to their realtor because they think this price is listed reasonably okay based on their judgment and experience. So they encourage their realtor. The first fight starts with the buyer agent. What would be the price to offer? Because he or she, when she provides the historic data that a week ago, similar property listed sold 400,000 and 500,000 more than the list price. So what kind of impression that we are giving to the people and the buyers? Why don't we list the price that is fair and reasonable based on the historic data? But there is no illegal about it. Seller has the right to do it. They can do any approach. The problem with this is that when you are competing with the offers, recently one of the agents in my office was talking about a property. There were 25 offers registered. So she advised her buyer that based on the financial condition of this particular transaction, there is no way he or she can win that based on the historic data. So she was shocked to hear there was 25 offers on that property. Guess what? It sold more than $450,000 than the list price. So there are 24 disappointed buyers and one winner. The question is, the person who bought the property did not put any condition, is unconditional offers. So what kind of risk they are taking? Unless they have done inspection or seller has provided them some kind of inspection report that you can rely on. What will happen that you did that conditional offer, something went wrong before closing, you took the long closing and you want to close your house in 2-3 months, because you didn't want to miss out this house, you didn't sell your house. Based on the estimated value of the future value of your house, you bought this house. And your house is not selling the expected price that you were expecting to generate to pay for the new house. You are in trouble because you got a firm deal. Or if you sell it for less, you will lose money. Who's going to fill that gap? That's the one scenario. Second scenario is, you move into the house and you have a heavy rain and all of a sudden your roof is start leaking inside and you can see the water because you have a drywall and wood and insulation. When the water is the most dangerous thing can happen to these houses. And what happens is that your ceiling start collapsing, even though you have an insurance claim, but it's going to become a mess. What happens if your furnace break down? Your windows start leaking. Your washer and dryer quits on you. Or stove is burned out. Faucets are leaking. So these are the things that happen. Or what would happen if there is a structural instability because your house is shifted, but you did a very quick walkthrough with the inspector, he didn't even notice it. And then you can see the house is settling if it's older home. Or even the new home. Who's going to pay for that? These kind of risks that you take when you are going into a bidding war and you are not doing your due diligence. So I would tell buyer to hold back. Look at your budget. How much money you have set aside for buying this property? How much you are predicting that you're going to spend more renovation, improvement? And then you are able to prepare for those budgeted. If in the competition you get so excited and you go ahead and buy the property at a higher price than budget, you were expecting to have so much money available to you, now you have increased the gap. You might end up getting a second mortgage. Some bank will not allow you the second mortgage because they take the maximum appraised value of the property to cover this, so there is not much room left, and you end up taking a second mortgage or private loan to fill the gap, and that interest rate will be higher. If you go to the private sector, 8 to 12% is a very normal, but they only give you for a short period of time. So are you protected? Or you get emotional. Your emotion takes over the common sense and logic. This is why it's very important that you work with a qualified professional. I encourage you to hire an FRI, Fellow of the Royal Institute of Canada. I was looking at the statistic I presented to a FRI conference. We have 93,000 registered realtors in Ontario. And there were 297 FRI, and I'm also FRI. This is very important because we are there to protect you. All realtors are responsible. They're professional, they have experience. But someone has a little bit edge because they took extra education, which is not required by law. And you acquire this knowledge because you want to help your client, to serve your client better. So these are the things that is really challenging in real estate market. You have seen the report, that last episode that I have given you, sales escalation, what is happening. We have a shortage of supply. Prices of sales, average price is still going up. Even though the sale decline, but the average price continue to rise. So are we going to continue to have this? Good thing is now we have a stage 3 COVID pathway to reopening Ontario on 16 July. We open it, but we still have to take precautions. But now people can do open houses, but there is no need for the open houses because look at these prices, the competition, the multiple offers, because we transformed real estate digitally. All the conferences, the Zooming and showing, virtual tour is done by our technology that we are using today. So again, you still have, with precautions, you can use the open house and see the property. But I am talking about actually buyer buying the property, seller selling the property. So buyers are the one who are concerned because it appears to be seller market because there are less and less properties, selling less transactions, but our price is going up. So what is the reason? I encourage our listing listing brokerage and brokers and agents, try to be fair. You have so many disappointed buyers in the market. So look at your history, create a CMA, and list the price which is appropriate, and ask the seller that is that something that you want to consider. Because what will happen if lots of buyers get together and say, we're not going to put any offer on your property, and you list it low and it doesn't sell in 2-3 weeks? What will happen? Things will change. So our goal is to provide a good estimate of value and encourage sellers to list a reasonable price and let them compete. If some property on your street sold for $1.5 million, why would you list for a $1 million? You already know that. It sold $500,000 more than what you're listing. Idea again, it has to do with the competency. It also gives a false impression to the buyer that this property is available for $1 million, even though the other property sold for 1.5. It creates a lot of discomfort, unhappy buyers. So we have to encourage our client to make sure that we list reasonably the price, so we can avoid this disappointment. Otherwise, do they really need us? Even though there's a lot of work we do, but the impression is getting out there that realtors are just listing the property low and getting the price and getting paid. That is not true. There's a lot of work involved with that. But this is why we have to make sure we are professional, we're ethical, we provide the best judgment. We give CMA based on our judgment and let the seller decide whatever price they want to put on the listing. And then you make the market and sell it. So again, why is so concern in the marketplace? It has to do with excessive mortgage debt in Canada. People are able, the buyer are able to buy a home because mortgage interest rates, it changes every day 1-to-1 basis. Most recently, I pointed out in last transaction, there was we arranged 1.69 5-year fix. And variable is 1.3, 1.31. So they are historically low. If they go so low, they need to rise. They will rise. Maybe not this year, because Bank of Canada has not chosen to raise the price, the overnight rate, but eventually it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen in 2022, but not in 2021. So it's very important to look into that to make sure that you are worried about it, because escalation of these prices has really created an affordability issue. People are moving away from the big city toward the small town because affordability is issue. Depending on what are the needs of your client, it's very important to look into that. So what will happen if you take a mortgage, you qualify for it based on the rate, and you did not fix the rate? Because if you have a fixed income, I recommend, even though you have to pay a little bit more, I recommend to you that you fix the rate for 5 years or whatever time that you want to do. I'm a principal broker at the Canada Express Mortgaging. I have a license as a principal broker and owner of Canada Express Mortgaging. So I can give you advice. Make sure that you have calculated your expenses. The biggest challenge that we have under our Mortgage Broker Lender Administration Act, we have two very important segments, is know your product and know your client. Know your client means you have to understand how they have prepared their budget, how they can afford this house. They don't have a similar thing under REBA, but it basically have the same thing. But when you are seeking a mortgage, they need to do this, know your client, a form verification of facts, how much your income, how much you allocated money for the mortgage, for the property taxes, for the car insurance, for children education, health, any special health in the family, travel budget, medicine, all those things, part and parcel, know your client, how many debts you already have. These are the things that we do as a mortgage brokerage. Anybody you go to lender or the mortgage agent or broker, they will do that. So know your client. Second thing is know your product. That means whatever we are offering to a buyer is to be considered. So we're going to take a short break, and you're watching Realty Coffee Talk, and we'll come back and we'll continue our conversation with you. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment.
पाकिस्तान का सबसे मशहूर एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग ग्रेन मुगल बासमती राइस अवेलेबल इन बोथ व्हाइट एंड सिल्वर. होम डिलीवरी इज अवेलेबल सब्जेक्ट टू मिनिमम ऑर्डर एंड रेडियस. ऑल्सो अवेलेबल एट योर नेबरहुड फ्रेश कोड. मजीद मालूमात के लिए आज ही कॉन्टैक्ट करें 5146630480 पर या ऑर्डर करें हमारे फेसबुक से. बनाए ये रमजान और भी खास मुगल बासमती के साथ. द प्रीमियम चॉइस फॉर प्रीमियम टेस्ट.
पूरे ओंटारियो में लाखों लोग अपनी कोविड-19 की वैक्सीन हासिल कर चुके हैं. हेल्थ कनाडा की मंजूर शुदा तमाम वैक्सीन महफूज और अस्पतालों, डॉक्टर्स के दफातर, फार्मेसीज और अवामी वैक्सीनेशन के मुकामात पर हासिल हैं. अपना किरदार अदा करें, अपनी वैक्सीन हासिल करें. 300 जुबानों में मदद के लिए ontario.ca/book वैक्सीन पर जाएं या 1888-999-6488 पर कॉल करें.
2020 का लाजवाब ऑफर, जहां हम 0% फाइनेंसिंग पर आपकी मनपसंद कार दे रहे हैं. फ्री विंटर टायर्स और साथ ही हम मुफ्त ऑयल चेंज भी दे रहे हैं, वो भी उम्र भर के लिए. अभी आएं और इस लाजवाब ऑफर का लुत्फ लें. जल्दी करें. आपका खुशामदीद हमारे आउटलेट में, जो कि 60 क्वींस प्लेट ड्राइव एट इंटरसेक्शन क्लोज टू हाईवे 27 एंड रेक्सडेल अपोजिट टू वुडबाइन रेस ट्रैक. जल्द से जल्द इस ऑफर का लुत्फ लें. आज ही कॉल करें सुनील अग्रवाल को 647-703-0218. देखिए खेल की आवाज हर पीर शाम 7 बजे. आज की बात समीना जबीन के साथ हर मंगल रात 8 बजे. इस्लाम इन मॉडर्न टाइम हर मंगल और जुमा शाम 6 बजे. कनेडियन मोज़ेक हर बुध रात 8 बजे. रियलिटी कॉफी टॉक हर जुमेरात शाम 7 बजे. टुनाइट टॉक हर जुमा शाम 7 बजे. देखिए तकरार, कीजिए तकरार समीना जबीन के साथ हर रोज रात 9 बजे और रिपीट सुबह 9 बजे. आप देख रहे हैं आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट. आवाज आपकी, चैनल हमारा. जुड़िए हमसे.
KK Travel believe in providing everyone the first-class customer service. We take care not only for your air ticket, but dignity and respect as well. We are available for you anytime on WhatsApp, even while you are in Pakistan or any other destination. KK Travels guarantee lowest prices and are open to price match any airline.
We are KK Travels under supervision of Gas Khan at 905-367-9433 or visit www.gaskhontravels.com.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm your host. We were talking about the budgeting. This is very important for buyers who are buying a property to make sure they create a budget. And if your budget does not allow you to purchase a very specific property, is beyond your reach, cool down, step back and rethink. Unless you have resources available to you that you can supplement some variation in your purchase price that you are planning to buy that, do not attempt to do it. It will be disaster. You get a mortgage one how, you take a second mortgage, your monthly expense will escalate, and you are bound to fail and default on your mortgage payment. Remember that if you default on car payment, your business debit card, your Visa, MasterCard, or anywhere you loan the money, it is reported to your Equifax or your TransUnion, your credit report. It will backfire you. And if you do not pay a mortgage, you will have a default, and it will hurt your credibility in the future. So it's very, very important. Either you cool down, delay the process, or maybe you look for some alternative areas, maybe away a little bit from the location that you have chosen. Considering in mind that travel expenses, use of car, insurance, maintaining your car will also become an issue. You stay away from your family. These are all cost factors when you are making a decision. Dropping kids to the school, you have to travel. How much time and how much flexibility you have in your job is a big issue. So this is why it's very, very important. Now I'm going to talk to you something interesting. When you have used a realtor to sell or to buy a property, you may have some challenges. And you end up complaining to Real Estate Council of Ontario because they are consumer protection agency. They regulate real estate business in the province of Ontario on behalf of Ontario government. So I'm going to share with you few of them resolved complaints. What type of complaints that you may have, and it can be resolved. This is actually went to Real Estate Council and is generic. We're not going to talk about the name. It's just to give you an idea what can happen. For example, a seller complained against the buyer agent. It was in July 3, 2019, that without any notice and consent, the buyer brought 15-20 people to the house. Obviously, this was before COVID hit. We don't allow more than 3, the realtor and buyer and the buyer couple. So the buyer representative apologized to the seller and agreed to be more cautious moving forward. So this is a step. This was a complaint. It was resolved. One complaint was a buyer complained against buyer agent. This was also in July 2019. The buyer wished to end the working relation with their representative. When the request to terminate was made, the buyer's agent advised the buyer that no buyer representation agreement had been signed. The buyer wished for RICO to confirm this information. So buyer thought they signed a BRA with the agent. Agent said, no, I didn't sign it. Then Real Estate Council confirmed that, the brokerage confirmed that the buyer had not entered into a buyer representation agreement. So that means he was telling you the truth. There was no BRA. So these kind of small things, you don't need to go to RICO, but you can as a consumer agency. But these are the issues that RICO do attend and resolve it where possible, unless it's a serious infringement to Real Estate Business Broker Act. This is the law that governs real estate business in Ontario, and is very strict about education requirement, registration requirement, compliance, and consumer protection program. So you have every right to go there. So here's another complaint. Professional organization. Some professional organization complained against the seller agent. who was listed property. The seller representative advertised a specialized professional designation. Now, this is why it's very critical. The seller representative advertised a specialized professional designation when they no longer qualify due to unpaid annual dues. I have 6 real estate professional designation: FRI, CRES, CIPS, SRES, SR, SRS, and ABR. And every year I subscribe to pay for the membership. So it appears that in this case, a professional organization that gave him his or her designation complained that he is still using the designation without paying the dues. So that means when you are looking to hire someone, let's say FRI, you're talking about myself, Tahir Qureshi, you can go to Real Estate Institute of Canada, REIC, and search for Tahir Qureshi. And you will see that if my name is active there, that means I have the right to use that. And you can see this FRI pin right here. CRES is right below that. CIPS is on this side. You cannot use the designation unless you pay the due membership. So this was from a professional organization to Real Estate Council of Ontario. And what happened? The seller's representative with the listing agent provided payment of annual dues to the professional organization. So he went ahead and paid for the dues. And everything is okay. They saw something. Professional organizations are telling the RICO that this guy is using our name, designation, but he is not paying the dues. He or she is not paying the dues. So you see that, even though this is very minute, but it's very, very professional, it's unethical to use the designation without paying your membership. So here's another one. Member of public complained against the seller agent representative. The listing of the subject property contained picture of a park close to the property with the complainant children playing. You see that? You see the seriousness of this? The agent, real estate representative, took a picture of the park where the public children were playing. They came in the picture. The complainant did not feel comfortable with photos of her children on the listing. So obviously he took the park picture, the children's picture there. She detected it on realty.ca and she complained about it. She was concerned about her children. The seller representative removed the specific photos. So the moment he learned about it, Real Estate Council of Ontario asked them to do it, and they removed it. So these are type of complaint that you can see that Real Estate Council take action. And if they are minute, they resolve them. If they're serious, they breach code of ethics, they take action. They give opportunity to all people to come and present yourself, because when there's a complaint, it's passed on to the person who's the respondent in this case. There is a protocol. If you want to learn about, if you have any complaint or anything, you can visit reco.on.ca and look for compliance and complaint process. You will get to see it. So we're going to continue to share with you some stories in the future as well. Now, I'm going to tell you something good news. Mississauga Real Estate Board, which I'm also director and chair of Education Committee, have surpassed more than 2,100 membership. And according to Korea report, which was shared by Chief Executive Officer, that we have a 103% growth, highest growth of membership in Canada. Congratulations to Board of Directors, Mississauga Real Estate Board, Chief Executive Officer and staff for volunteering and working very hard for this growth. Thank you. Congratulations to our President, Michael Orsini. I thought it's a good news to share with you because I belong to Mississauga Board as well. As you know, the COVID steps in Ontario, we are in a reopening, and we are step 3. According to my base knowledge, that traffic between United States and Canada at the border through road will open on August 6th. So we will expect to have a more flux of people coming into Canada, and obviously in the United States, I think non-essential is, I believe, either 16 or 21 of August. So there are protocols. You have to carry your 2 vaccination certificate with you. You may have to check, get a certificate before you travel, 14 days before, that you don't have any COVID, and you may be required to do the same thing on the other side. So there is an extra protocol. You have to book them if you're traveling over by air. So there are protocols. Please search that information before you go there. And you wear mask in a contained area, which is covered area, ventilation, public places. Wear the mask. It's very, very important. And follow social distancing. We still continue to follow that until we reach the stage 4, where everything will be open. Hopefully it will happen soon. So this is why it's very important. So I want to share with you today some Canada-wise history. I look at the CREA, Canadian Real Estate Association. This is their statistic for June, and I want to share it with you. And I say sale activity forecast 2020 and 22. So 2020, the sale transaction was 228,185, and annual percentage of change was 8.8%. In 2021, it went from 228,185 to 279,060. Okay, this is the forecast. For annual percentage was 22.3%. And projections are forecast for 2020 is 230,588 forecast. And it's going to be minus 17.4 in terms of transaction. This is a Canada-wide, not Ontario, Canada-wide. So we have British Columbia is going to be, again, minus 1.13% transaction. Alberta will be 79,461, minus 6.4 transaction, means lower transactions. And Manitoba will be 19,576, which is minus 8.0 transactions. And Quebec will be minus 5.9 from the sale for projection forecast for 2020-22. And New Brunswick, 12,203, minus 5.8. This is projection for 2022. New Brunswick will be 12,203 transaction, which is minus 5.8%. Nova Scotia, 15,508 transaction, minus 5.5%. Prince Edward Island, 2,256, minus 4.5 percentage of change. And Newfoundland and Labrador will be 5,694, minus 7.8. The highest change percentage of projection for 2022 is 17.4 in Ontario. So let's talk about the average sale prices. Before I provide you average price forecast, we're going to take a short break. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world.
पाकिस्तान का सबसे मशहूर एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग ग्रेन मुगल बासमती राइस अवेलेबल इन बोथ व्हाइट एंड सिला. होम डिलीवरी इज अवेलेबल सब्जेक्ट टू मिनिमम ऑर्डर एंड रेडियस. ऑल्सो अवेलेबल एट योर नेबरहुड फ्रेश को. मजीद मालूमात के लिए आज ही कॉन्टैक्ट करें 5146630480 पर. या ऑर्डर करें हमारे फेसबुक से। बनाए ये रमजान और भी खास मुगल बासमती के साथ, द प्रीमियम चॉइस फॉर प्रीमियम टेस्ट। पाकिस्तान का सबसे मशहूर एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग ग्रेन मुगल बासमती राइस, अवेलेबल इन बोथ व्हाइट एंड सिला। होम डिलीवरी इज अवेलेबल subject to minimum order and radius, also available at your neighborhood fresh court। मजीद मालूमात के लिए आज ही कांटेक्ट करें 5146630480 पर या ऑर्डर करें हमारे फेसबुक से। बनाए ये रमजान और भी खास मुगल बासमती के साथ, द प्रीमियम चॉइस फॉर प्रीमियम टेस्ट।
पूरे ऑन्टेरियो में लाखों लोग अपनी कोविड-19 की वैक्सीन हासिल कर चुके हैं। हेल्थ कनाडा की मंजूर शुदा तमाम वैक्सीन महफूज और अस्पतालों, डॉक्टर्स के दफातर, फार्मेसीज और अवामी वैक्सीनेशन के मुकामात पर हासिल हैं। अपना किरदार अदा करें, अपनी वैक्सीन हासिल करें। 300 जुबानों में मदद के लिए ontario.ca/book वैक्सीन पर जाएं या 1-888-999-6488 पर कॉल करें।
KK Travel believe in providing everyone the first class customer service. We take care not only for your air ticket but dignity and respect as well. We are available for you anytime on WhatsApp, even while you are in Pakistan or any other destination. KK Travels guarantee lowest prices and are open to price match any airline.
We are KK Travels under supervision of Gas Khan at 905-367-9433 or visit www.gaskhontravels.com.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm your host. Before I provide you forecast for 2022, I want to give you some information. These are national information. According to Canada Real Estate Association, is a public information available. National home sale declined 8.4% on a month-over-month basis in June. From last May to June, this May to June, 8.4% decline. Sale. Actual, not seasonally adjusted, active was up. Activity was up 13.6%. Activity went up, but the sale price declined 8.3% from last May to June, this May to June in 2021. And this is nationwide. The number of newly listed property edged back by 0.7%, so is increased more activities, listing. From May to June, more listing came out. The MLS Home Price Index, HPI, rose 0.9% month over month and was up 24.4% year over year again in June. So you have this an idea now. I share with you the average price through TRAB in Ontario. This is for entire Ontario because remember there are 4 MLS system, very big one are TRAB MLS system and ITSO MLS system. So they are all combined in this report to generate Ontario reports. As you can see, in June we have an average price increase 17%, and our sale were up 28.5%. Whereas our acting listing was declining 19.3%. This was the report I shared with you on my last episode. So let's talk about the national average price forecast. So 2020 average price in Ontario, we're talking about all Ontario, including all trade organizations. There are approximately 90,000 realtors. And average price of a house was $5,649, and there was a change of percentage was 16%. In 2021, it is $859,533, and a change of percentage in 2021 is 21.8%. And now they are forecasting for 2022 that the average national price for Ontario, including all boards, will be 887,031, and a change of 3.2% amongst all boards. This is a generic information. The prices goes by the location where the property is located, surrounding neighborhood, and you have to speak to your realtor to advise you what is the market value of your property when you're listing to sell your property. This is a national average for Ontario provided. I'm going to show you the same thing. For example, British Columbia, in 2020 they have an average price 781,770, and there was 11.6% percentage of change in 2020. Then in 2021 forecast was 883,781 with a 13% increase in percentage of change. And 896,304 for forecasted for 2022. So it's going up. And there is a change of 0.6%. So that is what is happening, 1.4% in British Columbia. Alberta, 392,331 with a 1.4% change, percentage of change in 2020. 438,938 with a percentage of change, 11.9% in 2021. And 2022, 442,741, a percentage of 0.9%. Saskatchewan, 284,104, 2.4% percentage change for 2020, and 308,375, a percentage change of 8.5% in 2021, and projection for forecast for 2022 for Saskatchewan is 315,839, is 2.4% increase, change of percentage in 2022. Manitoba, 304,117 was in average price in Alberta for 2020. A percentage of change was 4.4%. In 2021 forecast, 328,594, average of 8% change in percentage. And 2022 is projected 335,641, a change of 2.1% change in 2022. So basically it's still showing increase. So I'm going to go back again. Quebec, 376,841 was the forecasted for 2020. It went 16.5 change in 2020. And forecasted for 2021 is 439,396, and a change of percentage 16.6% for 2021 forecasted by Canadian Real Estate Association, we call Korea. And then in 2022 is forecasted 462,685, change of 5.3%. This probably is, no, that's not the highest. New Brunswick is the highest. So New Brunswick, 197,750 is the average price forecast. For 2020, 10.5% change happened. 2021, they're forecasting for 243,648 is 23.2% change, percentage in change they're expecting. In 2022 forecast, 262,085, which is 7.6% percentage change is forecasted for 2022. This is the highest forecast for any real estate in the province. So New Brunswick has the highest projection. Nova Scotia was 291,418 as the average forecast price, 13.8% change of percentage in 2020. And now for 2021 is 349,929, 20.1% change in 2021. And they are saying is 359,944, so there will be 2.9% annual change is predicted for 2022. Prince Edward Island, 283,035. This was projected for 2020, and there was a change of percentage of 18.7% in Prince Edward. At 330,409 is projected for 2021. 16.7% change is expected. And 2022 projection or forecast is 341,114, which is 3.2% increase or change in forecast. Newfoundland and Labrador, 248,834 with this for 2020, and there was a change of percentage was 3.1%. And forecast for 2021 is 272,964, a change of 9.7% in 2021. And projection forecast for 2022 is 279,937, a projection of 2.6% in 2022. So viewers, you are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment, and you can see the trend. This is the forecast from Canadian Real Estate Association. I'm a member. All realtors are, majority of the realtors are member of Canadian Real Estate Association. They control realtor.ca, where you get to see all the data, the information is available to you. So you have seen and remember, this is a forecast based on all Ontario Real Estate Board, whereas I have shared in the past in Ontario. Real estate in Canada is regulated by the province. I am a licensed to practice in Ontario. If I have a client who wants to buy something out of this jurisdiction, I have to work with a fellow Real Estate Institute of Canada or a realtor in that jurisdiction. We can only perform the work as a real estate professional in the province of Ontario because that is where we have a license to practice. This is why it's very important when you are dealing with a realtor to make sure you check their license, they have a valid license. If they don't show you that on the certificate on their phone, then you go to rico.on.ca to find out the company that you are dealing with is registered and the agent working with you is registered. When they sign your listing or BRA, they are declaring, they're giving a declaration, they are licensed and they have insurance under Real Estate Business Broker Act. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I hope this program was useful to you. If you are involved with the mortgages or real estate, lawyer, real estate brokerage, agent, broker, plumber, painter, anyone who is involved with supplying or delivering services related to real estate industry, you have a special opportunity to advertise on Awaz Entertainment in Canada. We have over 8 to 9 million people watching this program and our program Awaz Entertainment. So I request you to call Samina Jabin at 416-786-9809 and get a special package. Tell them you are a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. This program is broadcast simultaneously on Awaz Entertainment 580 on IPTV, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so you can watch this program at your convenience. Again, you can also call 1-888-786-9809 and tell them you are a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk, and you will get a special promotion so your message is spread across the globe, in Canada, around the world. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye for now. I take this opportunity to thank all of you for watching our program. Also, we thank all our health doctors, specialists, paramedic, our armed forces, our security staff, intelligence department, police, RCMP, all Peel region who are putting their life online to protect all of us. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Thank you. Bye for now. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. on Awaz Entertainment. Thank you.